Hey friend, welcome back to my channel, Cat Eye Glamour, our little hangout where we can be the most glamorous versions of ourselves. And today class is Scammer Makeup 101. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, now that we're close and personal, let's start our scammer makeup. All right, so this is Scammer Makeup 101, and we're going to start with skincare. All right, so you have to make sure that your face is cleansed, washed, of course, exfoliated if you do that. Once in a while you should, maybe twice a week even. Then you moisturize. So I've done all that, and now my face is moisturized, and I use this Water Bank moisturizer by Laneige, and it came in that Sephora favorites that I had that was for $10. It had a ton of trial size items, and this was one, and I've actually really been liking it. So I might get the full bottle because they did give a coupon in that package. It was 50% off any full size item if you like it, so I might do that. All right, so now we're gonna use, this is also by Laneige, it's a full size product, and this is the Glowy Makeup Serum, okay? Now this product has diamond dust in it, so it is gonna give you some glow, which is perfect for scammer makeup, okay? Perfect, look at this. So it has these little, I don't know if you can see these little pearls in there. So that's what we're gonna put on our skin now. So I'm just gonna do a little drop. Then I'm gonna rub it in. It feels so good and so like cooling. So I'm gonna do that. Let me get this hair out of my way. Let's get the blue hair back, okay? I'm just gonna rub that in. Oh, y'all, this feels so good. So good. So I'm gonna go for that kind of like glowy, sort of no makeup look. And that's perfect for the season, which is summer. Everyone wants to glow and look, you know, just bomb. Just bomb, youthful, fresh. So that is the goal. So this is how my skin looks. This looks so good. You can actually just, if you know, you can just wear this out if you want. But that's not a real scammer because you actually don't have on any makeup. I'm trying to scam. It's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and let that just press into our skin. This feels so good. It's really a fresh face. So I always start with brows, and I am going to do my brows with this Shop Miss A brow pencil. If you don't know Shop Miss A, you really need to get on it because everything is, or most of their items are $1. So this is $1 eyebrow pencil that I love. It's actually my favorite, and I always repurchase it. I buy them about 7 at a time because I love it and it works. All right, so I'm just gonna outline my brow. I'm not gonna do too much with my brows. I normally don't. You have to keep in mind this is a natural makeup look, so we just want to fill in a little bit of the sparse areas, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna go here underneath it, sort of just outline it, make it look a little bit more, you know, cleaned up. I'm just doing that. A little bit more here. All right, so that's enough for me. And just kind of brush them up this way because I do want to give them that natural, you know, effortless sort of look. So that's what we're gonna do. I am gonna still outline them though, still kind of like clean them up here on the bottom. And I'm gonna use a concealer to do that. The concealer we're using today on our face as well is going to be the NYX. The NYX Born to Glow. And this is a very natural radiant concealer. The color that I'm in is Warm Caramel, and that's what we're gonna use to clean up the brows. And it has this little sponge tip here. I'm just gonna squeeze some on my hand. And then I'm gonna go ahead and clean them little brows up, you know? Clean them up. Not do too much, just clean them up. Cleaned up this brow, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this one on camera so you guys can see. So I just have a small little detail brush here. And then I'm gonna just go along the bottom portion of my eyebrow and clean that up. So I'm just doing short strokes. And I'm using a light hand. That way it makes it a little easier for me to make a straighter line. All right, so I'm just gonna bring that concealer down. And then I just use my finger the rest of the way to kind of like blend it in. Alrighty, to make it look, you know, not too harsh. So I'm going to clean up the top here, but I'm going to use the actual foundation shade to do that, and it's in the same line, which is the NYX Born to Glow. I'm in the color Mocha. Yes, color Mocha, and that's what I use. So that's what I'm going to use to go ahead and just clean up the top of my eyebrows. So I clean the top of this brow. Now let's do this one. So just go along the top and just lightly sort of outline or clean that up. You just feather it out towards your forehead or your hairline here, just to kind of blend it around the brows, right? So that looks pretty good. That's pretty good. If you notice, I do have on lashes. I have on some very like natural lashes. These are also from Shop Miss A. They're you can get them for $1 for $1, or they have like a pack of 5 or a pack of 6 for like $5 and change, which is great. This is the style Alexis. This is a super natural everyday lash. They look like baby lashes compared to the Promise Makes that I normally wear, but I thought this would be perfect for the look because this is a natural look, but I'm not a mascara girl. Mascara is kind of for the birds. I mean, no shade. So moving on to the face is this Born to Glow foundation. I really love this foundation. A lot of times you see me on camera or on my videos, this is the foundation that I'm wearing. It's very glowy, it's very natural, and it's super lightweight. And this is perfect for a natural, glowy, effortless makeup look. I love this foundation so much. Okay, so this is what we're going to use. So I'm just going to put a couple dots on my face, like just a couple dots. I don't want it to be too heavy of coverage. I know it's a lightweight coverage, but just put a couple dots here because we want to wear makeup, but we just want it to even the skin tone in the most natural way. We don't necessarily want it to cover our entire face. So if some of your imperfections show through, that's fine. That actually looks great. I prefer that. All right, so we're just gonna blend this in with the buffing brush, and this is from Shop Miss A too, guys. Get on the train. So I'm just gonna blend that in, and as you can see, it's super natural, and it is definitely glowy. I have oily skin and I'm still able to wear it, so it doesn't do, it's not too much glow, but I do set my foundation. So alrighty, so we didn't put anything up on I didn't put anything on my forehead, but the residue or the leftover from the brush, I'll just kind of go along my forehead just to kind of help even everything out. But we don't want to put any more product because this is, again, a natural makeup look, and this is for a scammer. If you're trying to let people wonder whether or not you have on makeup, do you have on just a little bit of highlight, what's going on with your skin, is your skin just that nice, that is the goal. We want it to be very skin-like. So you just blend it in until, you know, you have that. All right, so it's looking really good. See, it looks like it just looks like skin, but now I just look even, and my skin just looks perfect almost. So I love that. So I'm just really buffing it in because I want to shear out the coverage as much as I can. But it's literally half a drop on my face, and it looks so good, and now it looks so even. Just do a little bit here. Just to get that concealer blended out too. Alright, so that looks good. You can still see a little bit imperfections, but I look even. That's like the whole point of foundation anyway, is just to even the skin tone. And your girl even. I'm even. Alright, so that looks great. So now let's go to the concealer. Where did I put it? Okay, here it is. Alright, so this concealer is, again, the Born to Glow concealer, and this is the color Warm Caramel. So I'm just going to put a couple of dots of this in the areas that I normally highlight, which are under my eyes, my chin, my forehead, and down the bridge of my nose. So we're just going to squeeze a little bit here, a little bit. So I'm just going to put a dot, a couple of dots here. Just focus on this area only. we're going to blend this out with, this is a concealer brush. Is it a concealer brush? I think they call it that. It's the F19 AOA Studio brush, and it's a shot from Shop Miss A. These are high quality brushes for, this one is $1.50, I think. But we're gonna just use this to blend out under the eyes. With a brush, it gives you the most natural blend under your eye. You'll see. I normally use a sponge, like a wet beauty blender, which is great. But this is for this type of look, this is a really great option because it blends it out in a very natural way. So just gonna swirl it here. And you want it to merge sort of with the foundation. You want to see that you're highlighted, but you don't want to see where the foundation begins and ends, or the concealer begins and ends. Just do that. And look how quick that blended it out. So quick. So you can see this side and this side. Just blend out the other side. This is going to be a really quick look. I just use my fingers to kind of like blend down the bridge of my nose. All right, so that kind of got lost. I may have to put a little bit more. But let me just finish blending out the face. So I'm going to take the same foundation brush and get along the edges here, just so it's seamless. Alrighty, see how that looks? That kind of just further merged everything together, and it looks very, very natural, super natural. All right, so now let me grab I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the concealer and put it down the bridge of my nose because it got kind of lost. I'm just gonna grab it here. Perfect. And then I'm gonna use my finger. It's not a video if I don't drop something. So I'm gonna use my finger to just blend it down here. Perfect. So my nose looked contoured, but we haven't even done that yet. I just highlighted down the bridge of my nose, and it kind of just gave me a natural contour. So that's perfect. Now I have to immediately set my face. Immediately. And I'm gonna go for the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder, and this is in the color, what am I? Translucent Medium. So that's what we're gonna use to go ahead and set it. And I'm gonna use the same brush to lightly dust it. I'm not trying to highlight it anymore. I'm just trying to set the concealer. So I'm just gonna dust it under my eyes. So you'll see that here. I'm just trying to set it. Normally, of course, you would like a bright highlight, but that's if you're doing more on the more of like a glam type of makeup, and that's what we're doing. That's not what we're doing right now. We're just being natural. So just feather that out. Set the forehead. Alright, so that looks good. So I'm just setting it because I don't want it to crease or break up. So I always do this right away, before I finish my face. All right, so just let that powder kind of just sit there. We'll blend it further out later. Now let's go into bronzing, and I am going to cream bronze, and then I will follow it up with powder. But I'm going to use a foundation stick by Juvia's Place, and this is called the color. This is the color Catsina, and this is gives me a nice glowy bronzy finish. So I like that. So I'll do that here in this area here. Along here. Perfect. Put a little bit on my forehead. And just roll it up a little bit more so I can get some on my nose. Oops. Made that kind of wide, so we'll go ahead and I'll just use my fingers and blend it out later. But I'll put some here. All right, so that's gonna give me a nice warm you know, finish to my skin. So I'll grab this brush. This is the e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to use that to blend it out. I think this is called a powder brush. It's a mineral powder brush by e.l.f. So I'm blending that out. Make sure I push it into my hairline. And you see how natural that is? It's not doing too much. It just brought some more color back to my skin. And that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just feathering it out towards my hairline. Because we don't want a disconnect here. We don't want a disconnect there at all. Because then the jig is up. You're no longer scamming. Okay? They see you. They figured it out. Use my fingers for my nose. I always use my fingers for my nose a lot of the times. Because I like that it's more natural that way. It looks more natural. You can see it was kind of like contoured, but it's so soft you can't really tell. And I just stipple it again with the brush just to further blend it out. All right, guys. All right, so far, so good. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far. Very natural. You can go just like this, but there's a few more things that I want to add to make it pretty. You know what I mean? But this is definitely natural. If you want to go for this look, this works. I have my lashes done, or my lashes on. This works. This absolutely works. I just look like my skin is perfect, but it doesn't look like I'm caked up at all. These products are very natural. And then the way that we apply them is in a natural way, and the amount that we applied, of course, contributes to it looking natural. All right, so I just want to quickly or lightly set my face with the Black Radiant Soft Focus Powder, and I'm in the color Chocolate. Is it called Chocolate? Or is it Milk Chocolate? The color is called Milk Chocolate. So I'm just going to dust my face off a little bit, just to set it, because again, I have oily skin, so I have to make sure I do those steps. Okay, if you wanted to just leave it like that, like if you have dry skin, you can skip this totally. All right, so that's all set, and now I'm going to go ahead and I have this blush, and it's by MAC. It's from their Glow Play collection. This is a awesome product, especially if you want that natural fresh look. This is a creamy jelly type of blush. It's in the color Groovy, and we're going to put some of this in our cheeks to give us that fresh look. I love blush. Don't be afraid of blush, guys. Now this particular formula is best for me when I do it with my fingers. So this is the color here, and I just kind of like bounce it on my cheeks. So I just smile, and I want it right in this area. See that? It just gives a nice little, nothing too much. If you're not a huge blush person, but you want that sort of youthful glow, this is a great type of blush for you. I tried to do this with a brush the first time, and it just didn't work. It's just best with your fingers, or even better, you can do like a damp beauty sponge, and it'll help apply it for you. All right, so that looks pretty. I like that. Let me see if I put a little bit more. No, that looks good. That's enough. That's enough. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. All right, so that is set. Now I'm going to add some glow to my skin, and I am going to use this Fenty matchstick, and it's in cinnamon. I love this, y'all. I've been loving this. So I'm gonna grab my little mirror here. We're gonna go ahead and put this on and add some glow to the skin. But right now it's looking really pretty, very natural. So I'm just gonna go along this area and highlight it. This is a really great product. It won't break up the makeup putting it on over like this. So that's perfect. So just adding some here. I'm gonna blend it out with a brush after. Put a little bit here, a little bit here. I'm gonna put a little bit on my eyelid, just a little, because I didn't put anything there, but I do want it to look, you know, glowy as well. And I just use my fingers to kind of like pat it in and blend it out. So this is a super easy everyday look. This is literally appropriate for any sort of situation. Highlight this part too. This is really pretty when you highlight that. See? So the tip of your nose and then like in between your eyes. I don't know if you can see how it just brightened up my face. A little bit here. You just want to look sun-kissed. That is the whole goal. You just want to look like you're glowing. All right, so I'm gonna grab a brush just to kind of like blend out the highlight, just a little bit. Great. Alright, that looks great. So good. I want to grab like a small little brush so I can highlight. I gotta find a brush here. I'm so lazy. I'm not gonna get up. I'm just gonna grab this brush. It's not even that small, but we can work it out. I'm gonna grab some of the highlight on a brush, and I'm gonna get some right here. Oh yeah, you see that? You see it. I know y'all see that, okay? Now to further add to the glow, I'm gonna apply a little bit more of the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum on top of the skin to give it that nice glass, glowy, listen, goodness. You'll see. So I'm just gonna drop a little bit on my hand just to kind of control it. So I'll drop it on my hand and apply it with my fingers. That way I'm not messing up the makeup, and I'm able to just place it in certain spots. So just going along here, I'm just tapping her into my skin. You can see that it gives that nice look how natural that looks. I'm literally just putting it in the areas that I highlighted. But I love it. Grab a little bit here. I just want to, anywhere like the sun hits, you see that? I just want to have a little bit of that, glow. So we're just going to look here, and we're going to look for where the sun is hitting, and we're just going to apply it there. A little bit. Let me just put some here. I don't know. I had some left over. So this is how it looks so far. Now we're gonna move on to our lips. I got this thing called Nude Sticks, and it was in that Sephora kit that I got, the $10 one that had all the trial size items. I'm gonna use this here. This is a very pretty color. This is the product here. Look how much is in it. And the whole package was $10 with like several other things. So we're gonna put a natural color on our lips because again, this is a natural look, so we're not gonna do too much. So let's see how this looks when I do this. So I'm just gonna dab it on a little. Oh yeah, so this is very nude. Very nude. I'm gonna put a lip gloss over this. This is pretty though. It's a really good nude for my skin. So I'm gonna put a lip gloss over it, and the lip gloss that we're gonna go for is, I love this collection. It's the ColourPop Luxe Lip Gloss collection. The color that I have right now is Slow Motion, and that's what we're gonna put on. Yeah. Kind of put a little bit on this part. This is a really pretty look. a really pretty look. I'm gonna spray a little bit of setting spray, just a little bit. This is by this is Florence by Mills. It came in a set with a wash, a moisturizer, and this. The wash I'm not that into, but the moisturizer in this is really nice. Close my eyes. It smells like roses. It smells so pretty. Let me spray some here. Ooh. Smells like roses. As a matter of fact, let me go grab my little, hold on a second. We're gonna add to the glow. So I went ahead and grabbed my Soul Body Oil, Dry Oil Shimmer. This color is called Warm Gold, and it comes with a little brush so you can apply the body oil. So I'm gonna do that to come kind of, you know, complete this glowy look. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit here. It kind of is runny, so you have to be kind of like quick. So I'm just gonna put some here. It smells so good. Grab a little bit more, just so you guys can kind of see how this works. It's so pretty. Summer's here, so get you some. All right, so do you see that? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hey. I'm just here glowing, you know, being an effortless beauty, like a true scammer. I don't have on any makeup. That's the sun. Okay, the sun is glowing. Do you see how the sun hit me? That's not makeup, boo. I have on lashes though, but it's okay. It's okay, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, of course, like the video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'll leave everything in the description. So if you try this no makeup look, the techniques, you don't have to use the same products, but similar products will work just fine. Don't forget to subscribe, because that's pretty important. That's kind of letting me know, you know, we're friends. You with me, hard, okay? Make sure you subscribe. Share me on all your social media platforms. Do not try to make me a secret lover. Share me with others. All right? Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Now that was Scammer 101. Scammer Makeup 101. We're not scamming nothing else, just that.